Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ready, Set, Rise. My name is Michael Sierra. I'm your host here. And one of the great things about Ready, Set, Rise is, of course, you're getting yourself ready both mentally, physically, and spiritually, getting yourself set for success, and then also RISE, which really stands for Real Individuals Sharing Excellence. Now, one of the great things that I love about this sitting in this chair is interviewing people who are real, of course, but on top of that, just going through some adversity, going through some challenges, really just harnessing their craft, doing amazing things in the world. And speaking of amazing and creative, I'm really excited today because we have an unbelievable guest, my good friend, super creative, highly energetic Julianna Enciu.
Oh.
Now, before we get into this, she was raised in Calgary, Alberta, traveled all around the world, spent some time in Vancouver, in LA, in Ottawa, made her way back here, and she took her artistic endeavors, her skills, and her background, and translated this into an unbelievable entrepreneurial venture, which we're going to talk about in this episode. But not only that, she's just done a lot of things. She's taken her art and really repurposed it in a way that you, me, and everyone out there who's watching and listening can actually wear unbelievable original art. She's going to get into that. But most importantly, what I find about Julianna is she's just so inspirational, and I love her energy. I know it's going to translate to all you guys listening out there. So without further ado, welcome, Julianna. Welcome to the show.
Oh my God, you're going to make my mom so proud. Hi, Mom. That was like way too much positiveness.
Oh, it's, you reek of positiveness. It's all good. Yeah, no, thank you so much for coming here. I know that you're super busy. And, we talked about how you have been traveling all over the place, and I'm sure you've been inspired. With every episode, we start off the episode with, do you have a motto or a quote that you live by today? And just tell me why.
Ooh, well, I do have a motto in life. It is, are you ready for this? When one door closes, another one always opens. It's just such a good one. I think we get we're so hard on ourselves. Right. Another really nice one that I like is everything happens the way it's supposed to happen because that's how it happens. So just go with the flow.
Very chill, very stoic.
You gotta go with the flow. I really believe the universe guides you. And like for today, right before I came to see you, I have these bomb earrings. I don't know if you're saying those bomb earrings. But no earring on this side. Bomb earring.
Like one earring.
Because right before I left the house, this one broke. And instead of going to my room and crying, I decided just to wear one like Janet used to sport as a lesson for my daughter. But like, just you gotta laugh. Like things are so fun. Like, why would I change my earrings? I really like these. I just bought them for you for the show to look fancy.
Do you think?
But I'll wear one. It's better than.
Do you think Michael Jackson had the same problem? He's running out of the house with his one glove and he loses the other glove and he turns into his fashion statement?
Yes. Are we bringing Michael into this right now?
I think you've just embodied Michael Jackson right now with one earring.
Michael into this situation right now.
Pay homage to him.
Okay.
So just, tell, I know you fairly well. We've known each other for quite some time, and I find you super inspirational. You're a wonderful person. But for the people here who don't know you, just walk us through the journey. How did you come to be? You were living in LA for some time, but prior to that, your entire life has always been about art. Like, just tell me about where did art come from?
Well, so I grew up as a dancer, professional dancer. And just being on stage all the time and just getting used to that, which is really cool. And after high school, I went to university in Ottawa and studied communications because I knew how to talk really well. So I thought that's what the course was about. And it wasn't just about talking. I got in trouble for talking so much. So I completed a year and then I was like, what do I love the most? And what I really loved doing was actually video production. Shocker! Shocker for the gentleman behind here with the cameras. So I actually ended up going to film school.
Okay.
And the reason I went to film school is because I actually wanted to be an actor, but everyone told you that don't pay the bills. What's your plan B? Right. So I was like, I'm going to do video production. So I did video production and hated every second of it and knew in my heart I wanted to be in front of the camera, not behind the camera, so you guys can keep your jobs. And so after that, I applied to a school in Los Angeles, which I remember when I was in high school in musical theater here in Calgary at Henry Wisewood High School. Shout out. I remember seeing a pamphlet on one of the bulletin boards that said AMDA, American Musical Dramatic Academy of Los Angeles. And of course, being from Calgary and being in high school, you're like, wow, what's that like?
Wow, it's just like La La Land.
It literally is La La Land. So it was just like this dream. It's like, what could that be like? Where the beach is close by and everyone's gorgeous and That's where movies are made. So when I was in Vancouver, I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. I'm going to apply myself to audition and we'll see what happens. So sure enough, they came to Vancouver to hold auditions. And the day of my audition, I got bronchitis.
Oh, no way.
And I'm talking, I was so sick in bed. I literally had my timer on 5 minutes before my audition and had to walk because I had no vehicle from, my apartment all the way to the Marriott downtown in the rain. Of course, it was winter, very cold. And I was like, I'm going to die. I was so
you did it, though. You did
sick.
it.
I went to the audition and I was in the waiting room. And all I remember was they had like a nice spread for everyone to eat like food and coffee and wait for their turn. And I was just eating lemons. And then I was asking for pouches of honey because I knew that would help my vocal cords. I didn't.
So are you supposed to sing?
I had to sing and do a monologue.
Okay.
Now, at that time, at the tender age of, I think I was 19, I did not sing.
Okay.
I'm not a singer.
But you had the voice. Like at that time, 19, we're not going to date ourselves because you and I are roughly the same age, but Ghost was around that time. Demi Moore.
Yeah.
And you had the Demi Moore voice, right?
I guess so. It's more from allergies than anything. Right. I think it was my allergies.
Just imagine you had a full career and they thought your voice was really like that, and then the voice just changes. And you're like, something about it.
Listen, my mother made me very modest, so I never took a moment and was like, oh, my voice is fuck. But now I'm married. I'm like, yeah, I'm the shit. Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Oh, sorry. I'm like, I just want to make sure.
Was that your Fran Drescher impersonation?
There's a lot
it was pretty
of voices
good?
that are going to pop out of this.
All right, bring it all out.
Wait till the tequila hits. But so basically I saw the pamphlet, I auditioned, I was sucking on lemons until I had to go in. And I sang and I did a monologue. And I'll never forget, I think he was the director of the school at the time, Michael, oh gosh, I almost said your name. Oh my gosh, Michael Starter. And he's no longer with us, but he's with us as an angel, a guardian angel around us. But he was amazing. So I did my audition. I was literally deathly ill. I never said I was sick or anything. And he said, I hope I have a chance to work with you someday in the future.
Nice.
And I was like, okay,
yeah,
bye.
So what did you actually, do you remember the song you sang?
This is a man from Los Angeles. Like, he's the director of AMDA.
Okay.
And I'm just Julianna from Calgary. So
what do you think was it that impressed him the most? Like, do you remember the song that you sang?
Yes, Roxy Hart from Chicago.
Ooh, very good.
You want me to sing it right now?
All right, give us 15 seconds. Do it. A cappella.
The name on everybody's lips is gonna be Roxy. The lady raking in the chips is gonna... Oh, I totally forgot this song. Now it's coming back to me. I'm gonna cry.
Look.
But
Okay, so
it
you
didn't
sang
sound
that?
that good. Like, no, it was like more like, I'm dying. But my monologue was good. It was cute. Oh, is your phone seriously going off?
No. No.
Winning by Jack Welch.
And Charlie Sheen.
So, yeah, I did the monologue. And then basically I didn't hear anything. And then 6 months later, I heard that I got into the New York school. And I was like, no, I want to be in Los Angeles. But they hadn't opened it up to alien students, foreigners at the time. So I told them I would say no to New York, but thank you. Let me know if LA opens up as an option at any point. And
did you ever find that could have been a big risk that you said no to New York and you're like, wait a second?
Yeah. To this day, I actually regret it. You know how I say everything happens the way it's supposed to happen for a reason? I really do believe I should have taken New York. Right. Yeah, but
you're more of a New York personality.
I am.
Really? Hustle and bustle. You are a hustle and bustler. Yeah.
Everyone thinks I'm from the East Coast because I'm very straight up. I prefer straight up, be real.
Right.
And don't waste my time.
Okay.
So yeah, for sure. The only reason I didn't go was because back in the day when I used to dance, I had dance competitions in New York at the tender age of 16, and it was so overwhelming for me. Right. At 16, it was insane, New York. I was like, I will never, ever come here again. So when they offered me New York as the option for the campus, I'm like, I don't think so. I'm going where the sun is, where I get a tan.
Like, did you ever have dreams to go to Juilliard or one of those schools where...
Well, this is very close to it.
Like
the American Dramatic Academy.
Because when I think about the story you're talking to me about, I always think about that movie Save the Last Dance, where she's she goes hip hop.
Yeah.
Did you ever do hip hop?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite hip hop artist?
Oh, like singer?
No, just hip hop vibe.
Kanye for life.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Kanye and all friends. I love that he's so vocal and honest, and he can speak his truth. I think that's really gutsy. I'm a big believer in freedom of speech. And I think, especially with everyone in Hollywood being extremely liberal, I applaud Kanye West for being able to have balls to speak his truth. Because at the end of the day, freedom of speech is number one. Wow, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. So the fact that also he's transitioned from music into fashion and was able to be so bold in how he speaks is like, good for you.
Right. You know what? I think Kanye, people don't recognize the guy's a musical genius.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He's one of the wealthiest men in the world, first of all. Yet he gets so much hate on. Yeah. He gets hate on that, right?
Oh, but just listen, no one, you're always going to have hate and love. Who the fuck cares?
Right.
Do what you love to do. But what I love is that, have you heard his gospel album? He's transitioned into gospel music.
Is that right?
Oh my God, you haven't heard
Jesus
it?
Walks. When he was inspired with Jesus Walks.
His whole album now is amazing.
Okay.
You got to hear it. It's beautiful. It's amazing how, listen, I believe everything is frequency. So
Oh yeah, laws of attraction.
Totally. And everything I do is about like beauty, and does it make you feel good? Does it resonate with you? And I just love that, even swears and dirty words, like that doesn't resonate well. Like, how does it make you really feel? Is it taking out your anger? What is it doing? But I just love that he's taking his hip hop and putting it into something so positive and talking about beautiful thing. I just love it. It's just a higher
it's
vibration.
Interesting because there was always this stigma that hip hop was negative. I remember growing up and it was a negative gangster culture.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that people can repurpose the music and put it in a better direction.
Lyrics.
And you know what? I think that's the thing about art, right? I mean, one thing I love about art and artists like you is that you take the invisible and you make it visible. You take the things that guys like me who are not necessarily artistic, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of, if I had the talent to create it, that's how it would look. Right?
You're creative.
So speaking about like art,
creative.
Everyone has an inspiration. All artists have an inspiration. You talked about Kanye. We'll get back to him in a second. This is not about Kanye.
We didn't have to stay on Kanye. Yeah. We can be off of that quickly. I love Kim too.
Yeah. So
love me some Kim Kardashian.
I am a huge fan of Kim Kardashian.
I freaking love her.
I am. I'll tell you why.
I hope I get to meet her someday. Can we hashtag? We gotta tag them to.
Big shout out to Kim Kardashian. First of all, people don't realize she's taking law.
Even before law, I was like, this girl hustles. Hardest working, professional on all aspects, well put together. What she wears, that is not easy to wear.
Well, and it's even that, like, she goes into the White House. Of course, she has a different political view, but she goes in there to make some radical changes into the penal system, right? Yeah. And free up people who should not be in jail for that extended amount of time. So, Kim, props to you.
Yeah. Right? But even before she went into
power couple, you think about it. We just named a power couple. Holy, they are doing good for them.
They're amazing.
Wow, good for them.
Like, Kim is definitely one person I need to meet in my life.
Okay. So speaking of like that inspiration,
I think those are the only people.
Where do you where do you get your inspiration? Like where do you get this stuff? Like, I mean, there's a lot of energy that comes out. You could feel it. I could feel it from here. It's just like,
is it tingling?
I could feel it.
Should we have a shot so we can chill that energy?
Should we do that right now?
Yeah, I think it's good tequila.
Okay,
so
we're only okay. So first of all, what are we drinking there?
Don Julio Raspado.
Okay, Okay, so this is let's do this. Cheers.
And these are beautiful hand blown tequila glasses from Ixtapa, Mexico, a place I love.
All right, cheers. Thank you for joining.
Oh my God. Just a sip. So smooth.
Blue agave, love it.
Really nice, beautiful.
So okay, you said you love Mexico, of course. You traveled all over the place. You got inspiration. Yes. Now, I know that you went to Paris.
I love it. Yes.
Walk me through the experience in Paris, and because that is the icon for fashion, right? So tell me about that.
Well, I grew up in high school. I grew up in the Britney Spears phase, so everything was half tops and everything that you shouldn't be wearing.
Right. Yeah.
That you felt you had to wear because Britney was wearing it, and our bodies were not made to fit any of it. Like, I look back and I'm like,
hey, she's a princess of pop.
I'm like, you should not be wearing nothing crop, honey. Okay. Like. It's just so funny. So I do believe in wearing what fits your body.
Okay.
It makes you feel confident, classy, and not. Yeah. I'm not a big provocative person. Anyways. So Paris was amazing because going from Britney Spears with, the bras and the half tops and the really low jeans.
Right.
Which don't land on your waist. Going to Paris and seeing like elegance on a different scale, especially since we're in Calgary where everything's very like.
Did you visit the Louvre?
Oh, yes. Everything there is a fairy tale. It's just a magical place. Right. But that was the first time I actually walked down like the beautiful streets with all the boutiques. And I'm like, wow, that's fashion. Like, that's beautiful. And it evoked just something in me that was like, that's art.
So you were in high school experiencing fashion.
I finished high school.
Oh, so you finished high school. You're in Paris.
Went to Paris, yeah.
Do you think it planted a seed to say, hey, you know what? I want to get into fashion.
No, not at all.
You just appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
So to transition from art into fashion now, it's kind of meant to be.
Fashion never excited me.
Oh, okay. Really?
Ever. Never liked fashion.
Okay.
Because there was nothing that spoke to me. Again, I was in Britney Spears era. Everything was like, I was wearing it because that's what was on the shelves, but I never felt comfortable in it.
Right.
I actually felt very uncomfortable in it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I went to Catholic school and we wore uniforms.
Yeah. So
did you wear uniform? Were you in
no.
Catholic? So we wore uniforms, and the reason being was because it was against fashion, so that other kids couldn't judge each other. Right. That's what was told to us. So we're all equal, right? And there's a less fortunate kid who, a wealthy kid. They're not making fun of him. Like we're all equal, right? But it's interesting. I find that fashion is a way to express yourself without saying a word, and in my opinion, I think we should focus more on your own fashion. Don't let other people dictate what you can and can't wear. Right. And we live in Calgary. I wouldn't say that this is the fashion hub.
No, it's not at all. That's why Paris was.
That's why you're changing it, though, right?
Okay.
That's right.
Well, listen, I've always been into art. So my mom is an artist, trained artist, and she's from Europe. And so our home has literally 300 paintings of her original artwork. So I always grew up around beautiful artwork and colors, and it was just very normal to look at a wall and there's a plethora of paintings on it. So I just think my eye became very attuned to shape and movement and design. And then going to Paris and seeing beauty again on a different level, I'm like, wow. And then going to school in Los Angeles and learning arias and opera. So I studied opera and
no way.
experiencing.
Can you sing opera?
Yeah.
Are you going to sing
happen? Oh, good. The guys disappeared. Our entire crew pieced out. They're like,
they're watching from the monitors.
No,
outside.
They're watching the football game. I see them. Watching football.
Can you do it?
Oh my gosh.
Well, the camera's on.
Okay, let me see.
10 seconds. Let's do this. It's happening.
I'm going to embarrass the crap out of me. Okay, hold on. What's I'm going to do? Oh, no, I can't do that. No. You're joking me like I close my eyes and enter the zone.
Get it. Flow state.
This will be podcast 2 with Julianna and PS Make It Famous because we got to save something fun for the next podcast.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't just bust out opera right now.
Okay, well, you busted out some showbiz.
You're so welcome, and I'm going to cry tonight.
Well, that's going to make it. That's going to go viral, right?
That's going to go by. Listen, I need some viral. So.
What? So,
I don't even know what that means.
I need some viral.
#viral.
So you're in Paris. You get inspired there. You come back and you decide, hey, look, I want to go into performing arts.
Well, yeah. So after Paris, I went to Carleton University for the year, and then I went to
Brock, right?
No,
it's Carleton Brock. No, it's Ottawa.
Right? Ottawa, yeah. In Ottawa, it was beautiful. Ottawa's beautiful too.
It is sleepy town though, right?
Yeah, but beautiful. Stunning architecture, and again, architecture and art and everything goes hand in hand. So. And then Los Angeles. And then after Los Angeles, back to Calgary.
And you spent some time in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah. Oops, I forgot Vancouver. Shoot. I went Ottawa, Vancouver, LA.
Mm-hmm. And then back here. So you mentioned that you're from, your mom is European?
Yes.
Like whereabouts in Europe?
Romania.
Oh, no way. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there a very big art scene there that inspired her? And is she still in art right now?
No, she was sent to art school because her aunt was like, you're really good at art.
Oh, good. Wow.
Yeah.
Which is so different from the Asian culture where like you have to be a doctor, accountant, a nurse,
right.
So a lawyer, whatever.
I'm so sorry.
A podcast host.
No, that's great. That is artistic though.
Well, thank you.
Talking.
But I mean, what's interesting is that you have a family. It sounds like they're supportive, right? I mean,
I think they had no choice.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to go from a world of art, there's a stigma that you're a starving artist, right? And then your art and into entrepreneurship, it's like the same thing. It's still the same hustle. It's that uncertainty. So how do you get through mentally? Because you're all about positivity. How do you get through that uncertainty?
You just know that there's something bigger than yourself. Like I'm not creating all this stuff out of nowhere. I'm not ego driven. I'm not like, look what I made, because I don't know how I make what I make. I'm just literally, when I create art, I'm in like the most meditative, chill state. And it's like my therapy. So I'm like, I need to paint to express whatever energy is stuck in me. So either it's through singing, dancing, or art. It's just my release. And it's not like, I don't get caught up or hard on myself. I'm not like, oh, That's right. I have one earring on, guys.
Right.
Oh my God, I have one earring. So
and your pants are fire.
My pants are bomb. You'll see them later in the outtakes.
Right.
Oh yeah, can I do a shout out on my outfit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kim at Apartment 22. She just opened up at her new location on First Street Southeast. I think it was Southeast. Downtown. But she's beautiful items, and she's a local Calgary company, and she was so kind to let me wear these beautiful pieces, and then I had Liz Nandy style me.
Nice.
With BR Puri, and they're also amazing stylists here in Calgary. So
there is this art culture in Calgary. They just need to be exposed a little bit, right?
Yeah, I feel like ever since I did PS Make Me Famous, which was just for me to, in a sense, showcase my art on a different scale. Right. There's only so many art shows you can do and capture so much of an audience. And I wanted to have my artwork, which is more, in a sense, affordable, but that literally you can walk around and have a painting in your pocket.
Well, yeah, you know what? There are a lot of people, because I rock this, so I don't know if you guys can see this.
Oh, I like how you folded
this
it today.
Yeah, to match the shirt.
That's beautiful, yeah.
So this is the newest fold I've done.
That's nice.
This.
I like that.
And reason being because, I like the color.
Yeah, you worked
But
it well.
with this one pocket square, I get like, I don't know, maybe 40 different patterns. So I don't want to pull it out because...
No, pull it out because it's so cool. It's so crazy because the red, you're right.
You guys see this? Could you guys see this? Yeah.
You're going to have to flip it the other way, though.
Well, the camera's right behind you.
But you flipped it the wrong way. So
there you go. There you go. Look how this... So this is actually a painting. One of your original paintings, right? Yeah, and so, I mean... This is amazing. There's a great story behind PS Make Me Famous, right? So you're an artist. Did you think that your art was going to be a full-time career, or is it just like something that's going to, release some stress?
Well, I just do things that I love.
Right.
So when I started applying my art onto apparel, I was like, oh, it's so pretty.
But, okay, so why apparel? Because there's a cool story that I know, but maybe I
already forgot it because of the tequila. What is the
why PS Make Me Famous?
Why PS Make Me Famous? Because I wanted to be famous, just like everyone else, mother.
So you're telling me, I remember we're sitting in Starbucks and you said you were selling your paintings at home, right? And of course friends will buy, but there's only so many paintings that your friends can buy. You kind of tap that out.
Oh yeah.
And I remember one sentence you said, I would be, if I was famous, if I was only famous, I would sell a boatload of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And not everyone can afford, the couple $100, $1,000 pieces of art. But you said everyone can wear my art.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because you chose a pocket square.
Yeah.
Why a pocket square?
Because it looks like a painting.
Oh, okay.
It's a square.
Instead of just having a square on your chest like you see
exactly, that'd be
like
each their own.
Right. Okay, so you got the pocket square.
Not the pocket square.
Okay.
Well, I think what actually happened is I went to a New Year's party and I ran into a guy who is a director of some marketing company, and I said, "Can you make me famous? I want to be a famous artist by 2020." Right. Not a good year. And he's like, well, and I showed him some of my artwork. He's like, those would make amazing pocket squares. I'm like, okay. Really? Okay. He's like, yeah, I would totally wear that. I'm like, oh, really? So I was like, how do I do a pocket square? He's like, well, I don't know. You're going to have to look that up. I'm like, oh. So you got pocket squares. Yes. Socks. It transitioned to socks. Then face masks, hence pandemic. And then now bow ties. And I have a gift for you. Oh.
What other stuff do you think is going to evolve?
Oh, wait, you don't want your gift?
Oh, I'd love
to. It's like segue into the gift.
Okay.
Don't say no. Okay. You said, because I want your feet to match your face.
Oh, come on. Really? I
want the newest line of socks from PS. You're going to freak out because you hate socks. Enjoy those bad boys.
Ooh. Look at this material. This is amazing.
Yeah, to find the right blend and the right supplier is half the battle, I realize. So I actually went through quite a few suppliers. I'm so happy with this blend. They're so soft. They last so long. And you could wash them in hot. You could dry them in hot. The color stays. And one size fits all. I know you don't.
You know what? I love it. I thank you very much. I think it really pops. And for men, the struggle with us men is like we can't go overly eccentric. We can't be like Will.I.Am or Pharrell or because some people
whatever you want.
And you can, right? But I think a pocket square, a bow tie, socks is just a subtle way to give you confidence, right? Yeah. And I think that's really what you're doing. You're giving a lot of people that voice. Right?
Well, first of all, the line is unisex. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, the line is unisex. So for men, I really want women to explore like.
I'm putting them on right now.
You should, because I want everyone to know how they really feel.
Okay.
So it's a unisex line. Women should wear bow ties if they want. They should wear pocket squares if they want. And it's just cool because, for example, if you're not using your pocket square, your wife can grab it and do what I did.
I love it.
This is a pocket square. Also.
And what are they made out of?
Silk. 100% silk.
Okay, cool.
Some are silk twill, some are silk charmeuse, some are silk. What's the other one?
Wow, these are comfy.
Yeah, they're really comfortable.
Super comfy.
And then just so your socks can now match your face, my newest line of face mask, you're going to freak out. This has an insert for filters.
Really?
Bam!
Bam, that just happened,
It just keeps getting better.
Look at this. The Christmas just came early.
The gift that keeps giving.
I know.
So that face mask collection was Oscar Madrazo.
Okay, so tell me a little bit of Oscar Madrazo, because there's a cool story behind him, right?
Yeah. So I only watched 2 shows, 90 Day Fiancé, because it numbs my brain, and Mexican Dynasties. And I fell in love with this brother-sister duo, Paulina and Oscar Madrazo. And they have their own talk show in Mexico. They're well known. And he just has amazing style. So I reached out to him and said, would you be open to wearing some of my pocket squares?
Like you just randomly slipped into his DM.
I'm the most random person. That's just how I roll. It was actually a voice message. And after a year of just talking, finally we reconnected. And he's like, can I still do a collaboration with you? I'm like, sure.
Right.
So he just selected the prints he liked the best that he wanted for his exclusive collection with PS Make Me Famous. And that face mask print is one of the face masks.
Wow. Really cool. And so he's super successful in Mexico, right?
Yes, he is.
Mexican Dynasty.
Yeah.
So if you're Mexican or if you just love
Dynasty
teleseria, right? Go check it out.
Yeah,
is it like the old Dynasty like we grew up watching? Like,
no, not at all.
Oh, so
no,
it's different.
It's hilarious. It's on Bravo.
Check it out.
It's the reality series following 4 families who have dynasties in Mexico, and they are hilarious. The characters are so freaking lovable, and that's the thing. Like me and my husband fell in love with Oscar and Paulina. I'm like, oh. So I actually.
So you were following them even before you reached out.
Yeah.
Like wow,
I'm like, I love this show, and then I was like, oh, Oscar has like the bomb style. Like he wears really cool bow ties and pocket squares. I'm like, I wonder if he'd like my pocket squares.
It's amazing.
And he was cool because he actually brought his sister in, and she loves the idea of women wearing pocket squares, which is the whole vision of the brand.
Really cool. Yeah. Really cool. I don't know many women. I think you're the only one.
Oh, thank you.
So you're starting a trend. And then, so they are not the only celebrities out there. Yeah. There's a few celebrities that jumped on board.
Yes.
But 4, and that's in Europe. So tell me about that. Well, how did that happen?
So again, the only shows I watch, 90 Day Fiancé, tune on my brain. And there's a character / actual human named Tom Brooks, who is in the UK. And he was on the show dating an American girl named Darcy De Silva. If you watch the show, you're going to know what I'm talking about. And he came on as a British gent that he is, and he had wicked style. And again, I was like, if I was to think of who would wear this brand, like who's a good reflection of this brand, he's so well put together. And again, he likes to express himself through bold fashion, and that's what the brand's about. It's about, being bold.
How did that happen? How did that connection happen?
I just hit him up on Insta.
Really?
Full on.
And it just like that?
Well, it was a funny story. So he did a little shout out. I will. He did a little shout out to his entire 500,000 fan base of women. Right. He's like, what? And this is his British. He typed this, but I'm going to do British for you. Why do you guys follow me? Was that even British?
That's okay.
Hello, it's Tom Brooks from 90 Day Fiancé. I just want to know, why do you follow me? That felt better.
Wow, okay. Is
my mic going in and out, or does it feel good?
It's good.
I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. So basically, I wrote to him quickly and I said, because I want to stick my square in your pocket. I don't even know what that means, but now that I look back, I'm like, pretty provocative.
Okay, yeah.
But he liked it. So he sent a winky smiley face. So I quickly jumped on Insta and I'm like, pitch. Hi, my name is Julianna Enciu. I'm a designer here in Calgary. Da, da, da. And then he actually sent me a voice message back. He's like, well, I'll be in New York doing the tell-all. Mm-hmm. Send me some pocket squares and I'll wear them on the live. And I'm like, no, right.
And he did.
So I FedExed it. He didn't wear it on the live.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there.
But he eventually
I'll get the scoop. But he does wear it on Instagram. And now he has his own collection with PS as well.
Great.
We have a few pocket squares. If you go to tombrookstv.com, you'll see the line of pocket squares he's rocking out in New York. And
do you find that there's a different taste with those in Latin America and those in Europe? Like a different... I know that scent-wise, there's a different scent.
Oh.
Yeah, I was studying about scents the other day, and someone said that in Brazil they love more of a muskier cedar smell. Oof. And then in Asia, they love floral.
Fruit. Oh.
Yes, fruity and floral.
Fruity and floral.
So very different. Lighter. So is that... do you find that when you're communicating with people around the world that they resonate to a certain style?
Well, I'll be straight up. Tom Brooks hated those socks when I showed him the socks that you're wearing. And yeah, you just go there. They look so bomb. And everyone else freaking loves those. So
that's the most flexible flexibility I've done all day.
And maybe that face mask is too bold for you to rock, but like there's other people who like it. And what I like, again, the line is unisex. So whether you wear it or Viv wears it,
right?
Like, okay.
You know what's really cool is that all of this stuff is your stuff, right? And you have so many different pieces of art that if someone were to buy the original, only one person can really enjoy it.
Exactly.
And now you have the rest of the world to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Where else in the world are you expanding to?
Well, Asia.
I hear some good stories coming out of Asia. Wink, wink.
Wink,
nudge,
wink.
nudge. Right.
So yeah, UK, America, Mexico, and Asia.
So there's one other thing that is exciting, and I'm a big fan of a certain president. Just because I think he's so smooth and slick. Like, confirm the rumors. Right. I hear rumors that there's a specific president.
OB?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The OB.
The big OB?
Yeah, that he's going to be wearing a little bit of Yes Make Me Famous. Tell me about that.
Pre-pandemic, I was with Liz Nandy, who is the set designer and stylist for Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, Obamas, and Clintons. So she goes on tour with them for their book releases. And I met with her right before she was actually supposed to go on tour with Michelle Obama to finish her leg of the tour. So she loved my pocket squares, and she actually loves wearing pocket squares.
Okay.
Liz Nandy. So there is another person who will wear pocket squares. And she was so sweet. She's like, next time I see Obama, I will stuff this in his pocket and take a picture. So I was very excited, but COVID hit and the world shut down. But
so there's a probability, or it's going to happen, because
we can tag Obama in this as well.
OB,
Liz Nandy is going to put something in your pockets.
He's so smooth. He's so cool. He's just.
He dresses well.
Oozes coolness.
He does. You should podcast it.
You should totally. Yeah.
We'll get him on your podcast.
Well, we'll get him.
We've got connections. Liz.
All right, Liz.
Hook it up.
Hook it up. We need to get Obama, Oprah here. We have you.
Not a big deal.
You know what's interesting is that your whole idea with PS Make Me Famous was that you needed to become famous to be able to sell your stuff. And what does the PS stand for?
Pocket Square.
So it's like Pocket Square, Make Me Famous. Very direct.
But it's also like, at the end of when you get dressed, you want to have that little bit of notoriety, leave that little bit of impression when you leave the parties. People ask, who was that?
So, by the way,
you want to feel a little famous, right?
Yes.
So just before you leave the house, P.S. Stuff your pocket, motherfucker. And then,
by the way, make me famous. So you got all, you wanted to become famous. And
not in an obnoxious way. No, of course. I think I wanted my art to be seen on a larger scale, to be honest. And I'm actually quite, I know you're not going to believe me.
Introvert.
I honestly...
Lies.
No, it's not. It's true. When you ask me out to all these amazing fashion shows and things, I'm like the first to leave.
You ghost. You just Houdini.
I'm such a ghost.
You're like, I'm going to the washroom.
I'm like, what time does it start at? You're like, 10. I'm like, I can't come out. I love
show up at 9:30.
I know, I suck so bad. I'm like, if it's at 5 and I leave at 7, I could be that. I love going to museums and art shows, and I love reading books.
Right.
And I love classical music.
Cool. Speaking of books, what books are you reading right now?
A Reiki book.
Oh, really?
Yeah. About the chakras.
Interesting.
Really cool. Yeah.
So there's a lot of avenues that you go into when it comes to art.
Yeah.
And is there...
I do everything that makes me happy.
Okay.
Because I want all positive energy.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm fighting up against a wall, like, because I really do think it's like, again, like if it's not working, what are you beating your head against the wall? Like, why don't you just turn that way? Turn 3 steps that way.
Why? Like, where did that come from? Like, where did you get this positivity? no, but where do you get this positivity? Because it's easy to be negative, right? Yeah. It's easy to complain.
Oh my God, my mom's the biggest complainer, so I don't know if I can say my mom.
But where did you say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go against the grain and be positive. I'm going to be that person who's annoyingly positive.
Oh my God,
I'm like that.
Can we call an old friend from high school and ask if I'm the annoyingly positive person?
Oh, I get people messaging me all the time. They're like, why are you so positive? I'm like, you know what? There are people around the world who are happier with a fraction of what I have.
Right.
So we should be happy.
I guess.
So what's your story?
Maybe I'm happy because I'm doing everything I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if I wasn't doing art, if I wasn't creating, and really expressing myself in a true way that I felt I was expressing myself, I don't think I'd be happy. But I think that goes for everyone. I feel if a person's not expressing themselves, whether through fashion, right? Like now you're expressing yourself playing around and I want to pop a little pink. So people express themselves through so many venues, through writing, journaling, podcasts, art, fashion. I'm sure there's a plethora of other dance. So at the end of the day, we all just want to express ourselves and for people to almost in a sense validate that. I think it's a very natural thing. So I'm creating and expressing myself.
Is there a specific medium that you really like or that you gravitate towards? Of course, there's the art, right? Yeah. But is there one that you say, you know what, I really want to go into singing or dancing?
Well, I did dancing my whole life, and then I did singing in Los Angeles. So and then I did acting when I came back to Calgary.
You would have been great in La La Land.
Yeah,
that's such a good movie.
It's a beautiful movie. My friend is a dancer in it as well. Yeah. So I think I did all the venues of expressing myself. I'm like, okay, dance, check. Even gymnastics. And I excelled at everything I did. Is that obnoxious? Whatever, fuck it. I was great. So, and then I just think art was just something in the back of my head. I always wanted to try. Because I actually didn't start painting until after I left Los Angeles.
Oh, no way. So you're a late bloomer.
Oh, full on. Okay. I didn't start painting till I think I had my daughter.
Wow.
7 years. And it was just, again, I didn't have time to dance, sing, whatever. And I needed another outlet to express myself. And art was like...
And you're also teaching teaching art as well?
Yeah. Well, teaching dance I was. And then the pandemic hit. So now I'm teaching art in a way that really allows kids to express themselves how they want to with not much direction.
That's so cool. I think, nothing, I don't want to get this, controversial, but
we should.
Well, you know what? The education system I find is flawed and it's broken. And I find that, children just can't express themselves.
Do you think?
I think they need more avenues to be able to express themselves, right? There's some people who just are ultra introverted or, they might be on a spectrum. So art, I find I know of kids who are autistic. They could barely speak a word, but put them in front of a piano and all of a sudden genius comes out. I think everyone has a bit of genius in them and they just need to find out what is it like where can you express this genius, right?
Well, I once upon a time was like skeptical about the public school system too, but since my daughter's been in public school, maybe it's the school we're at. I think it's amazing. Shout out to Eugene Cost. It's an amazing school. I have to tell you, like the amount of art that they do integrate in programming now. I don't know if it's changed since I went to school, but I've been extremely impressed. She's doing music class, art classes, but yeah, I do think having that outlet for kids to express themselves. Period. Anybody, even adults. That's the thing. As adults, we forget to express ourselves.
Right.
Our spouse doesn't want to hear what we have to say. Our in-laws don't want to hear us. Our parents don't have time. Our kids barely listen to us. How do you express yourself?
Right.
How do you,
what would you recommend other people if they're struggling to express themselves? And sometimes it's scary to be vulnerable. I do posts. I do fairly vulnerable posts out there. I get DM'd all the time. They're like, hey, awesome. You know what? Hang in there. Yeah. But I'm confident. But what do you tell that little kid version of yourself who's just struggling to express themselves?
I think you do need to know where a safe place to express yourself is. So if it's not your parents, maybe it's a best friend. If it's not a best friend, maybe it's your teddy bear.
Right.
I think my daughter talks to her stuffies a lot. Or if it's, journaling or singing. Again, I think art is therapy, period. So I'm just so lucky that I get to do therapy and then share it with the world and put it in your pocket or on your feet.
Was there someone in your life that you actually had to turn to during those times when you had to express yourself or just kind of down? And especially moving from place to place to place. Was there someone there that was always along you on that journey?
Okay, so that's really cool. So I, for some reason, always moved where I didn't know one person.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. 19, I went to Paris by myself. I went with my best friend, then she left, and then I ended up in UK by myself. I don't even know where the guts came from. I think I've been there before in a past life. I love to explore and not have someone limiting my gut instinct of where I want to shift.
Right.
So I didn't want to go to university with a friend from high school because I wanted to be free and explore and create a new little
Very
group
cool.
of amoebas. So I moved to Ottawa without knowing anybody. From there, found some of my best friends. From there, I went to Vancouver, not knowing a soul. Had to set up, create a network with the film students, and then I went to LA, not knowing a soul.
Right. Yeah. And do you recommend this for people just to go out and be like, hey, look?
Oh, it's amazing to be by yourself. Is magic because you find your own power in how to navigate. And I think you become very in tune instinctually to listen to yourself and not others. And I think for so long, people are looking at others to give them guidance or tell them what to do. It's like, just check in, boo. Just check on in, sacral chakra.
That is so powerful though, right? I mean,
it was
people
me
are
and my
scared
journal. Me and my journal for years. In LA, whenever I felt down and felt like no one knew me or understood me or I felt unheard, I would just literally go to a coffee shop and just journal or go to the dance studio at 10 p.m. at night and just dance. Yeah.
Like walk me through a time when you're sitting down in front of your journal and you're thinking to yourself, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, was there a moment in time where you're like, what am I doing?
Oh, yeah. Those are the best times. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, walk me through this.
Sit in that. The best moment of your life is when you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
Because it's you're at the you're at clean slate. You could do anything.
Tabula la rasa.
Oh, right? Honey, it is a blank canvas.
Right.
So yeah, I was in LA. I was like, what am I going to do with my life? Right. So I'm like, I'm going to start a music promotion company. And I did. I went on MySpace, JHE Promotions, found singers. I'm like, want to be booked? Booked singers, didn't have a venue, went to a venue. I said, I have these singers. They have these followers. Let's wrap this party up. I was like 22 and I had like a promotion company.
Right. In LA.
In LA.
Of all places.
And then I was illegal, so it was time to leave. So I left.
Right. So, okay, if you were legal there, where do you think your life would be right now?
Oh, LA's not.
Would you be like the Molly Bloom? Do you know Molly Bloom?
Was she that comedian?
No, Molly Bloom is this lady who created the largest underground poker.
Oh
poker.
yeah,
there's a movie about her.
Yeah, I watched it.
Molly's.
I think I would be her.
Yeah,
I would probably
have the personality,
hard. Right? Yeah, I would hustle hard, but I don't like to be up late.
Okay.
So I don't know if I would be her. I think I would. I don't think I would be happy there, to be honest. LA's not the best frequency place for my spirit. Right. Yeah.
Speaking of frequency, let me ask you a quick question because I find that artists are very intuitive, right? Yeah. They get a pulse of the world versus a guy like me who's in the corporate world where it's like,
right.
If you were to gauge the frequency of the world right now, how is it? Good, bad, ugly? Like just.
I think it's really interesting because I think with the pandemic, as much as we're like, I hate this, it's changed so many people's paths and directions, and people have had a moment to get off the hamster wheel because they were forced to and be like, whoa, what am I without my job? What am I if I don't go back to that job when the world opens again? What if I move out of the city and move into the woods like I've always wanted to? So I feel like everyone's kind of reinventing their own lives. And I think actually people are shifting towards happier frequencies.
Good.
I do. I don't watch the news. I don't believe the news. I believe it's a fear. Oh, my lips are so dry.
It's wintertime here in Calgary.
It is so dry in here. Where's the humidifier? Back to so the news, I don't do the news. I believe TV is to television. Did you like that?
I believe TV is to television.
Television. Why is it called television?
Oh, wow.
It's a television of what it wants you to believe.
Wow.
Right? And then I'm not going to go all Trump on you, but I'm saying
I agree.
When you think about the media sources, are they all connected or are they really all separate? And who is dictating what you're supposed to know?
Right.
And I feel when you constantly seek out to be scared, to feel fear, again, your frequency actually becomes lower, your vibration. It affects your health, your mental clarity, anxiety, depression, feeling out of control. Like you are what you create your world to be. So tap that TV off and create.
I love it. Yeah. I absolutely love it. One thing I talk about the show often is the hero's journey. And oftentimes the hero's journey is you go on this journey and then you go through adversity, and then you have to make a decision. Like I always talk about the Matrix, Neo, red pill or blue pill.
Yes.
And I agree with you. We're at that point where you say, hey, look, do I stick with my oil and gas job, or do I say, screw this, I'm going to follow my passion? And then one thing that prevents people from following that dream is fear. Mm-hmm. And I just find that you're so fearless.
Oh, honey, I am so broke, y'all. No, but it's to be broke and be, in a sense, not constantly waiting for that paycheck or knowing what that consistency is. As an artist, I've never had that safety net. I've never known what it feels like to have that every month, this is what you get, so this is what you could spend, so this is what you could do. I never had that.
Right.
Like, I hustle. I teach dance, I paint. That's why I want to be famous. I want to get things in pockets. What else do I do? But I'm happy.
And I think that's really the most important thing is, right? It's better to seek happiness versus trying to be right all the time or trying to conform to a specific mold, right? And I respect that with artists and entrepreneurs because you guys break the mold. Yeah. And it's a scary path that you decide to take, and you intentionally decide to say, hey, I'm going to do this.
What's scary is how many taxes are being taken from us. Right. We got to lower that tax back, just saying. Right. No, like, that's scary because, there's a lot of things that are crazy. But listen, nothing's scary. It's all how you want to see things, but...
someone once told me that fear stands for false evidence appearing real.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? I mean, we tend to create this imaginary thing that's going to prevent us from doing it. And this pandemic has just said, hey, look, you can survive. Yeah. Right? You get laid off, like you can.
And you're not as cool as you thought you were.
That's right. Speaking of being cool, you start off with 0 followers, and all of a sudden you're at over 11,000 on Instagram. I love your Instagram.
I'm not over 11. I think I'm 10.4.
And but in the span of a few months, you just kind of blew up.
Yeah.
And now you're active on TikTok, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I saw.
You like my TikTok?
Well, I saw a TikTok on November 3rd of you singing Celine Dion. Right?
That woman. Oh my God, I'm so mad at her.
So tell me.
Tag Celine. Celine. It's actually Celine.
Celine. Yeah.
Celine. Listen, I went to Vegas on my daughter's 4th birthday to watch you in concert, and you canceled the show. Just saying, my 3-year-old turning 4 daughter was not happy.
But you're a big Celine fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because it was after the election, you're singing it. Yeah. And I think the post said something along the lines of...
oh, yeah. What did I say? Yeah, you really dug.
Well, it's there somewhere.
You researched
me. And I loved it. It's you singing.
Oh, it was like a break so everyone could chill the fa?
No, it was like...
oh my God, I don't even know what I wrote.
The feeling you get
Follow me on TikTok
when the retrograde is over.
So. Oh, yeah, the retrograde literally ended. Oh.
Right here.
That was good. You could play it for everyone. The retrograde that we have been in for so long literally ended on the day of the election. What are the odds that this retrograde where everyone felt stuck? No one could move. It was like these months of everything he wanted to do. It was just going backwards. Nothing was happening. It was like the standstill. The retrograde literally ended November, 3rd? Was it the election? November 3rd
election.
or 4th? It ended. I was so happy. And it was on the day of the election. So I wanted to celebrate with a little Celine.
I love it. When are you going to actually do your own voice instead of a voiceover?
I already sang for you, my friend.
I know. You got to sing for the world.
But Celine Dion, girl...
You know, she's good.
Can you tag her too?
I will.
I literally dropped everyone you need to tag. Don Julio, Ixtapa.
I just want to quickly just spend 2 minutes on art because it's a world that I'm not very familiar with. But I think amazing things come out of art. So I'm not sure if you're familiar. In 1917, there's an artist called Marcel Duchamp. Mm-hmm. So Marcel Duchamp, controversial artist, primarily because his artwork was massive. And it was just early, I think, what do they call it?
Expression? Abstract?
Abstract.
Was it
No, actually, no, wrong. He submitted a piece of art. Actually, he submitted a piece of art called The Fountain, and it was essentially a urinal. Ah. He submitted that to the Society of Independent Artists, and it was refused. Ah. And they said, this is not art. Ah. So where do we draw the line to say this is art or not? Because I remember there's a commercial where some guy leaves an apple on a desk, and people are walking by in a museum, like, look at this beautiful art. Right? Where do we draw the line?
I don't think we have to draw the line. I think art is beauty and beauty is art. It's the person who sees beauty. I walk outside and I see twigs in a shape on a tree, and I'm like, oh my, Insta it, baby. Yeah. Like, I see foam on the top of my Americano, and it creates this look. I'm like, but that's just about taking a moment and seeing the things that you know.
Yeah,
like,
love it.
Oh my gosh, there's so many beautiful moments. I really do think beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's how you decide to look at life.
Right.
Right. So, for example, we have this huge ass nest. Can I say ass? Nest in our tree, and it's been there for years, and every year a big magpie comes and makes the babies. So one of our neighbors is like, you want me to come and knock that magpie? I'm like, no. Like, who are you, monster? I mean, they're loud at like 5 a.m. They're like, bah, bah. Yeah. And then the baby's like, bah, bah. But it's so beautiful when the leaves fall off the tree and you have all the twigs from my tree, and then you see this huge nest of twigs that is still there every year. They don't have to rebuild it. Every year. It's like the go-to Airbnb. Yeah. It's never been destroyed.
Nature's
it's like
Airbnb.
It's literally been like fossilized. It's been like a 5-year go-to nest. I'm like, I'm not taking that down. So it's just how you.
That's a luxury nest there. Good quality build.
5-star rating, honey.
5-star. Awesome. So I love that, the fact that it doesn't have to be like, art is in the eye of the beholder, I suppose,
so
right?
if you think a urinal's gorgeous, then you're insane.
So there's another familiar artist. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Jackson Pollock.
Freaking love him.
Okay. Yeah. Because I saw your work.
Yeah.
That is who I was trying to talk about. Because I was like, very much like Jackson Pollock. Yeah. And has anyone said, hey, your work looks like somebody else, or you inspired them? Because that's that's a pretty impressive work.
I think the hardest thing when I kind of got into the art scene was that my art didn't have a voice, which means people who are trained in art, they'd be like, every art piece looks different. Like, usually if you're part of an art society or trained in art, you want to have a certain rhythm in your art that you're like, you look at it and you're like, that's a Jackson Pollock.
Right.
Or that's a Monet. Or that.
Kandinsky.
And mine was so all over the spectrum with the movement and the colors. Like, literally, I have some pocket squares I could show you. I don't know. I think the issue was, how do you see Julianna's voice in it? And I was like, I don't care. I'm expressing how I felt in that moment, and those were the colors I pulled, and that's how I felt. And I think for Jackson Pollock, he was and it was so much in him, and he had to release it, and that's why the pieces are humongous. And he would paint, and then he'd be pissed off. He was an angry man. He needed Reiki. Like, he would destroy it and then redo it, and then layer and layer and layer and layer. He had a lot of bad. Right. But for me, when I paint, I'm like, that was fun.
Mm-hmm. You're capturing the moment, right?
Yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Listen, you can't be so hard on yourself. Also, you need to understand he was a major alcoholic. Like, he had a lot of demons.
Some cool art that comes out of people on the substance.
Oh, for sure.
Look at Salvador Dali, melting clocks and all that weird stuff.
Yeah, but you're also destroying yourself. True. So at the end of the day, like, you are a vessel, and you should take good care of yourself. So kind of like, do you destroy your health for the sake of art, or can you create art in a place where you can express, this is me sad and now I feel better, or this is me happy and I want to share the joy, right. Or do I want to be under the influence and look angry and draw pictures of
do you ever do art for the sole purpose of inspiring other people?
Oh no, I only do it for me.
Just do it and you never know, because you never know who you're going to inspire, and that's actually one of the things we talk about on the show, is to tell your story, because your story is somebody else's inspiration. We may think that, wow, my story's not that exciting, but there could be a little Julianna somewhere in the world who is walking through a very similar path that you're going through, and it shows that courage. I love it. What do you do for fun?
Oh my gosh.
Because you are already fun, right? But
what do I do for fun? I do this. This is fun. Cool. This is really fun.
Well, you got to come back on the show again, right?
Thank you. Well, I was just gonna say, like, after I had my son, who's now 2.5. Oh, look at the hair. Hold up. Hair check. Aisle 3. Oh my God. Oh, I feel so much better. Did you see my one earring? I was gonna say, after I had my child, my 2.5-year-old, and I have a 7-year-old as well, I was like, oh my gosh, I was just a mom for 2 years. Who's Julianna? Right. Every time you have a kid, you start from scratch. Don't fear it. Embrace it. What I say to moms, because it is the hardest job, and you literally sacrifice yourself and you lose yourself You started beyond ground zero because you gave up your job, everything you studied, you sacrificed your life for the family, for them to function. And then when everyone leaves the house, you're like, what?
Yeah.
So I would say it's a great time for you to reinvent and be anything you want to be.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
You know, another art that we talked about, or we didn't talk about, was the culinary arts. I hear you're a pretty decent chef.
Yeah, I'm good. How'd you know?
Don't worry, I got pictures. So I want to know,
you went through my past
what were you cooking?
Yeah, it was another expression, a way to express myself.
Here.
I love good food.
What is that?
Oh, that's a salad.
But what's with the face?
That's
Look
me
at
being
the
very
face.
serious.
This is
Listen,
in 2012.
it's all about the toth.
Okay.
You got to toth
That
and you
is-
have to coat.
That's an angry salad.
You have to. It's good I actually cleaned up my Facebook before you got on it because there was so many.
Look, you know, you could really pull off Sylvester Stallone there. You got this lip thing. I've gone on your Instagram. I've found a couple. There it is. Hold on, camera. You could see that. There's.
My mom would hate when I do that. Sorry, Mom.
Can you do a Stallone accent? No accent. Can you impersonate?
I don't watch his movie.
What? Yo, Adrian.
Tag Stallone.
Yeah, yo, Adrian. Hey, Paulo.
I have some movies I'm gonna have to watch.
Maybe I'll fight Apollo.
You know what? I never watched movies. They're too long because I'm ADHD beyond words, and I'd rather be.
Are you really ADHD? Or are you? Just
I don't know. I haven't diagnosed, but I will say when I went to movies, when I'd sit and watch a movie, I was so anxious because I wanted to either create the movie or be in the movie. So I hated watching it.
Right.
I couldn't enjoy it as an audience member, as an admirer of the arts. I wanted to be part of the art. And I think that's so telling of my entire story. It's like, I want to be the creator. Like, I totally have an appreciation for art, but I want to make it.
Well, you know what? I think there's a lesson to be taught, though, right? I mean, that you want to be the author or the narrator of your own story, right? And maybe people are going through a shitty time in their life, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the book is done.
Oh,
it's just there's a crappy chapter.
Oh, the
but you can
shitty
rewrite
time?
everything, right?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, the shitty time is the time when you're like, blank
it's tough,
canvas.
though. It's so tough. Like, but rock bottom is a great place to start.
Oh, honey, you can't get any lower than rock bottom.
It's just tough.
It's your time to reinvent yourself.
Right.
I feel people are scared to be who they know the voice inside of them is telling them to be, because then they go into what everyone's told them their whole lives.
What's the voice telling you right now?
It's like, go into fashion, babe. I'm like,
okay, says all this stuff, but
That's
right
how
at the
my
end,
voice go into fashion, babe.
if there's
I
a Fran
responded.
Drescher. Fran Drescher is in your head.
That's another show I love growing up.
It's
but
a great
I
show.
love
Back in the
that.
day, do you
She's
remember growing up
hilarious. Oh my God. Can we
the
tag her?
comedy that came out?
Oh, frick, I fucking
And
meet
during
her.
that era? Oh, amazing.
I love Fran.
What's currently playing in your playlist right now? Because I know that artists, I've seen artists on YouTube.
Oh,
that are
you're
playing
gonna laugh.
something.
You think you know me so well. Oh
Well,
my God.
the world
What
is
do
gonna know you
think?
now.
What do you think Mama J would be listening to? You don't know me. You don't know me.
You know what? Okay.
Tag below if you.
There's a part of me that thinks that there's going to be Jenny from the Block that's going to be playing, like, because that's kind of our genre. I could hear a little bit of Shakira coming out of you, right? Just because you're on this whole Latin vibe.
I love.
Everything Latin. Yeah, so I would say Jenny from the Block. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I think classic and jazz would be too slow for you. Although I listen to that stuff.
I love it.
Really?
Yeah, I love jazz. I love jazz. I love blues.
So what's playing right now?
I even love music from the 1900s, the 1920s.
Wow. Chamber music.
I'm cray.
Okay.
No, but right now what's playing is crystal healing bowls and Tibetan monk singing bowls.
That is insane.
On YouTube.
Do you put a beat?
No.
It's just
It's
straight
incredible when you just play Tibetan singing bowls, and it's just this again, we're talking about frequency. It literally opens your chakras and just chills you out, and it's just this. Just again, it's positive energy. Absorb it in any way you can, whether walking. Everything you see, try to see beauty. What you program your brain to see, if it's positive, you're positive. Like it really affects your body. When you watch something scary, you seize up.
Well, it's your vibe attracts. It'll be the energy you want to see in the world, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're down, you're always going to see the things that are going to make you down. We're almost near the hour, man.
Yeah, I
this
saw him walk in. I saw him walking, going like, "Where's my bottle?"
It's like, you know, when you're in a restaurant, they want you to leave. They turn the lights on. They start cleaning up around you, but they don't tell you.
But this party will continue at Show Sushi, also an amazing place in Calgary. Please tag Show.
So we are going to enter something called the Rise Round, and the Rise Round is really just where people out there want to know something about you, right?
Or get a rise out of me.
Get a rise out of you, right? So they want to get a rise out of you. They want to get to know you a little bit more. I'm going to ask you questions. You really have to answer. Don't think too much.
No, I won't.
Right?
I never do.
And it's just the last series of questions that we're going to go through.
Okay, I'm excited.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, rise round. So number one, you have a huge personality. I think everyone knows that you have this massive personality. It resonates online. Most people would say that having a personality is a superpower. What is your superpower? If you're a superhero, what is your superpower?
Cooking like a champ.
Cooking like a champ. If you were a superhero, what would your name be?
Mama J.
Ooh, Mama J. So Calvin Klein has changed the way men wear underwear. You'd agree?
Yes.
Boxers or briefs?
Yes. Oh.
Yes? You're like, yes, you? Calvin Klein model? Yes.
Briefs, honey.
Contrarian.
Get those puppies. I like the form-fitting fit.
Okay.
Why would I wear boxers? I'm a girl.
No, for the guy.
Oh, for the guy. Oh, God. I like Saks. Oh, yeah. Saks is bomb. That's good material.
Yeah, that's good material.
Like Saks.
If you'd have one person in the world model your clothing, who would it be? Look in the camera and tell him or her. One person.
Oh my God, this is so on the spot.
Yeah, this is big time. You know, you can't. You may insult all these people who are waiting to be supermodels, but one person, who would it be?
Oh my! I feel like this is like the make or break moment of my entire career. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm actually feeling the pressure. Who do I respect and think is badass? Well, we are on a Latin kick, so I would say J-Lo.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she was in my life for a long time.
I like that. That's really good. She represents so much good stuff.
She has like this edge and she's so, you know what? She really knows who she is and her brand, and she's really true to who she is.
Right.
She never backed down from what she felt, and I think that's what the brand's about, being bold and taking risks and pushing yourself to the next level.
Love it.
That's her for sure.
You wanted to be famous. You know, jokingly talk about that you want to be famous. Yeah. When you become famous, you sacrifice certain things.
Yeah.
You sacrifice privacy.
Oh, yeah.
What's one thing that
That's what just happened today. You went through my entire Facebook.
What's one thing that you want to keep extremely private?
Family life.
Her husband's name's Alon, by the way. He's brilliant. He's an accountant, and he's really smart.
Like Google search. You won't find him. He's not on Instagram at all. He's smart.
He's smart, and he's launching a company. He's in the cannabis space, so I mean, maybe that's we could talk about that next time.
You could interview him.
If you're
my show, honey.
You know what you like? You we talked about so many different mediums, and you said that when you're watching a movie, you struggle watching the movie because you want to be in the movie. If your life was a movie, what would the title of that movie be?
Oh, it's so weird. About me? Like, it's about me? It's like my...
You're in the movie.
Oh, it's about, like, me.
About you, yeah.
Is it... Okay, I like documentaries only. Can it be a documentary about me?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
It has to be catchy.
Nature First. Or... Nature Speaks. Or... Nature is truth and truth is nature.
Sounds like it's a trilogy.
Of course.
So you've traveled all around the world. What's one place you'd love to travel to once this pandemic's done? Why?
Oh, yeah. Great. Okay. There's two. Can I do two? Because I'm a Gemini. Italy and India.
Nice. I would love to see this stuff in India. That'd be really cool. Because they love vibrant colors.
Oh, you'll see it on some big players soon.
Oh.
Bollywood.
You know, Bollywood is much larger than Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Okay. You rock a suit, a pantsuit. You really rock it really well.
Oh, thanks.
And you told me that, you know, pocket squares aren't just for men.
Yes.
What's one item that women wear that you wish men would wear?
Oh, gosh. That women wear that men wear. I really like, I know this sounds crazy, but...
Men in skirts?
That's creep.
Okay.
But I do love a Scottish gent in a skirt. I'm not going to lie. It's my Sean Connery. You just asked for it. Well, I've never seen a film.
I'm the last one.
I think crystal necklaces, if they're done well, look cool, like hot, like crystal beads. Like I can't say Johnny. No. There's some men who could really pull off like cool crystals. Like maybe not you, but I'm saying like crystal beaded bracelets. Like if it's in a manly with like lava rocks. Oh, look at you!
Look at that!
Oh, look at that! Jade.
Okay, so
see, you're rocking it.
Art's a personal thing. If you could paint, sculpt, sing, dance, any form of art, what would you focus on? I think you answer this question though. One thing, one art form. You're gonna focus on it, all your energy.
Whoa.
What would it be?
One art form.
Yeah, this is tough because you love art.
All my energy, like that actually makes me want to cry, and I'm getting anxiety.
What would it be?
That's so like anxiety. Like my entire
it's like choosing your kids. You got to choose which kid you love.
Because all the things that I've done that's art has brought me to where I am, and how can I sacrifice one of them? If I could pick one art form, I know this sounds cray-cray, it would be gardening and landscaping.
Wow. See?
I think that's
something
art.
that people wouldn't know if I didn't ask the question.
I think knowing what to plant in what, quadrant of where you can grow things and how you layer colors and textures and seasonal orchestra, because you orchestrate it, right? You have the early spring bloom, then the spring, then the summer, then the fall. Like that's an art. Yo, landscapers, hashtag, you're going to tag Landscape Calgary to watch this.
Nature's art.
No, honestly, landscapers are freaking, that's art.
We just had a shot of tequila here, which is fantastic. Thank you very much. If you could name your own cocktail, what would be in that cocktail?
Oh,
you're gonna
I have to make my own?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're going to get a mixologist to make it good.
I feel like you were going to ask me this question. This is so weird.
Like, what would it be? Is it going to be a base of tequila?
Oh, great.
I thought it was Prosecco. You had me in this Prosecco mindset.
So I took you right. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what I was going to actually
We're drinking water out of a champagne flute.
So don't think we're like doubling it up. I was actually going to bring hot sake. I was really feeling sake because it's, we're in winter. And I was going to bring some, but I was like, how am I going to heat it up?
So what's going to be in it? What's in your cocktail?
I like to actually infuse my own vodka.
Okay.
So I would take herbs and flowers from my garden and infuse it with like clove and cinnamon bar, like crazy stuff, and turmeric and fennel seed. So infuse my own vodka with splash of soda, a little bit of lime, and perhaps some xylitol for sweetness.
I think there's a future business model there. P.S. Make me famous vodka. Put that out in the universe.
I do like gin. I think gin is pretty amazing. If you can get,
Big shout out to the Derrick. It's downtown. The Derrick is the biggest gin place in Calgary.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out, please. They should sponsor the next podcast.
Nathan Newman's a good guy. He's going to be on the show soon.
Nathan Newman, let's talk.
You guys should connect. Fantastic well-dressed guy.
Well,
okay, we talked about several artists. We talked about Kanye and all these other people. If there's one artist you wish could be your mentor,
right?
Who would it be? Mentor, not collab.
Like, you're so good at these questions. You're so good at these things.
You got to answer.
World
is watching.
I've always struggled because I've never, when people always had like the person they liked or looked up to, what's it called? Kids.
Idol.
Yeah, I never had an idol.
Really?
And I thought I was weird, so I forced myself to like Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
from Tool Time?
Yeah, because that was my age. Like I was like,
because you had the same hair as him.
Well, that was the show that was on TV, and he was closest to my age, so I thought I had to have an idol. I'm like, I really don't look up to anybody. So I was like, oh, okay, it'll be Jonathan Taylor. And I remember like buying his poster from that record store. I don't even know where I was, because I felt like I needed somebody on my wall to look up to.
Interesting.
But it felt wrong on every level. So if I had a mentor, it's amazing because no one really evokes something that I'm like, wow, I don't put anyone on a pedestal. I would say my mom.
Amazing.
Yeah, I would say my mom.
Maybe we should get a poster of your mom. And you know what? Maybe one day,
call her.
maybe one day there's going to be a poster of you.
That's creepy, and I hope that never
happens. On some little girl's wall, they inspire you.
No, because I'm not perfect. I'm just human. I don't ever want anyone to think.
That's the whole point.
Ever.
You know who I admire right now? Right now.
Yes, the second.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
I love his song with Shawn Mendes, Monster.
Yeah. Okay.
I just think he's ultra talented as a musician. I like him. I like The Weeknd.
Yeah. I think to find yourself as a young artist and find yourself as an adult and transition in such a spotlight is like the hardest thing.
Right.
Like when I think about Britney Spears and all these people who grew up in the limelight at such a young age and who are so manipulated and
they became a product.
They were a product.
Right.
And to break free and find their own voice and get into adulthood, like, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I really wouldn't.
Yeah. A couple more questions here, then we're going to wrap it up. Why do you think people are not living up to their full potential today?
Fear. Okay. Turn the TV off. It's the television. Tell yourself a vision. Don't let the TV tell you a vision.
I love it. And finally, if you had 60 seconds with your 15-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Take that crop top, put some pants on, honey. I'd be like, I like dressed modest because you're a vessel of beauty. And in a sense, like, be comfortable and know that you don't have to overexpose yourself to get attention. Mm-hmm. I feel like that was the biggest thing.
I love it. No.
That felt weird.
No, but it's true. So you tell your well, you only got 60 seconds. You could just tell, hey, like, look, honor yourself.
When you're in high school, you feel you need to dress a certain way for attention, right?
Right. What are you currently working on now, and how can people find you?
I can't believe we just like ended that. I didn't dress bad. I'm just saying, a lot of girls feel like they need to dress a certain way for attention. What I'm saying is, cover that up, baby, because you're a beautiful vessel, and keep your energy to yourself.
I think you should say that to the camera.
Okay.
So what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
60-year-old self?
15-year-old self?
Stop watching Britney Spears.
Okay. What are you currently working on now? How can people find you?
Yes.
What's exciting in your life?
Oh, this is my moment to
plug
it. Mm-hmm. You can go to psmakemefamous.com or on Instagram or on TikTok.
Okay. You're awesome on TikTok, by the way. You're really good. Oh, God, we have spent a little bit more than an hour. One of the things I love art, right? I respect artists. And one thing that I've seen in the past about artists is that they often become famous or very, very wealthy after they pass away.
Yeah.
Right? What I love and what I'm hearing now is that you're doing it while you're alive.
Oh.
And I truly, truly hope from the bottom of my heart that you accomplish all the dreams you do, because a lot of artists don't get a chance to see it. Mm-hmm. And I really hope you see your vision, your art change the world. So thank you so much for joining. I want to do our last shot here. Boom.
Oh, gosh. Next time you need a humidifier and lip chap for your guests, just saying.
So thank you so much, Julianna. That was amazing. I really enjoyed that. We could have talked for another hour. I think there should be episode number, part 2.
Yeah, opera.
We should totally do that. But ladies and gentlemen, for all of you guys, I think this show is unbelievable. Follow Julianna. She's doing some amazing things out there in the community. She has an amazing story that can inspire those out there who are just trying to find their own voice, who have that fear. And one thing I got out of this was that fear is imaginary. Fear is, just go through it. And it's not always about money. It's not always about fame. It's not always about what the world is trying to tell you to do. Just be you, right? And I love the fact that you're doing that. So if you like her, I like what she's doing.
If you like her,
go check her out. And if you like what you heard, do yourself a favor, subscribe to this show, subscribe to the channel. If you know of any inspirational stories, let us know about it. What we want to do is just share these stories. Everyone's story, someone else's inspiration. And certainly, Julianna, you're one of my inspirations. Love it, girl.
Oh, you're so cute. I gotta show everyone my pants though. Apartment 22. Okay.
Show the pants. Look at that. Hold on. I'm gonna shut this.
It's good I shaved yesterday. I didn't even know why I shaved. It was meant to be. Look at these pants. They flare out. It's like
that
short.
is a confident pant, right?
This is Kim, Apartment 22, local Calgary. Support Calgary as much as you can, people, because for real.
Love it.
Support Calgary.
Good times, my friend.
That was too fun. Let's take it to show. Also a Calgary place that we like.
I love it. Cool. Awesome. Let's do it. All right, guys. Take care. Be good to yourselves. Be kind. All the best. Peace.
Peace.